Okay, let's start, I guess.
Yes, let's do it.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So we are Nadia and Michael from OnlyOffice marketing team. And do you have a minute to talk about OnlyOffice plugins? So OnlyOffice plugins are basically small applications that you can add to OnlyOffice editors and get a lot of new features and also integrate different third-party services that you would like to use while editing. We already have quite a really cool collection of these plugins, and many of them are pre-installed in the cloud and server solutions on your desktop editors. You can read about what kinds of plugins are already available in OnlyOffice in our app directory on the website. And of course, we are constantly developing the new plugins, and we ask you to share your ideas in the chat while we are broadcasting, so we can have a look at them. Maybe there are some really cool things that our community wants to have in the editors. We will consider that. And yeah, for sure, please feel free to ask any questions while we are talking. So in the end of our session, we'll be happy to have a bit of discussion and answer the questions that you're interested in. Okay.
Yeah, let's move on to the new plugins. Recently, we have added 5 of them. The first one is word counter to see the statistics for the selected part of your document. The second one is HTML converter to get your document content as HTML code. The third one is typograph to correct your document's typography. The fourth one is Google Translate, and you know what it does exactly. And the last one is the integration with Telegram Messenger to exchange instant messages with your team within document editor interface. Let's have a closer look at each of them. And the first one is word counter. I have been waiting for this plugin for quite some time. We previously had an opportunity to see the statistics for the whole document. I mean, words, characters, paragraphs, and this plugin brings the opportunity to see the statistics for the selected part of your document. This plugin is available in the document editor, and it is not pre-installed in any of our solutions like cloud or server or desktop. So you actually will have to install it manually. We will talk about plugin installations later on, and now Michael will show us how to use word counter. Michael, don't forget to turn on your mic.
Okay, so let's imagine this is a beautiful sunny day on some Thursday when the pandemic is over, everyone is back in the office and happy to see each other. And so just to bring a little bit of life to our demonstration, I created a document that for invitation to the imaginary office party. I hope is going to come true one day. On the basis of this document, we're going to demonstrate how these plugins work. So the first one is word counter. For example, we want to count how many words, characters, and paragraphs out there in a document. So we go to the plugins tab. We find the word counter plugin. You see it open. Yeah, it's now all zeros because we haven't selected anything. And once you select any part of text, is going to count its characters. It's characters without spaces. number of words in your text, and also number of paragraphs. So keep in mind that a paragraph is each time when you start typing from the new line, for example, using enter, it's going to be a new paragraph starting, and also the blank lines are also paragraphs. So for example, here you see there are 4 paragraphs with only 3 lines of words. Okay, so this is all you can do, but I guess that's pretty much it.
Yes, thanks, Michael. I liked your creative approach, and it actually warms my heart to think that sometime later we will be able to have an office party. Let's move on to HTML converter. Yes. Oh no. What happened? Okay, it helps you convert your text into HTML code. This plugin is available in all 3 editors, and you also will have to install it manually. What else? I have to add that this plugin was created for a specific team with a specific task. They wanted to take their document, get the HTML code, edit it, and then paste back to the document. We understand it's a specific task, but we believe we can make this plugin more useful for the majority of users. So we are eager to hear your ideas and your thoughts, how we can improve it, and Michael will show you how it works just now.
Okay, just a sec. Okay, so now back to our document. For example, say we have a corporate log or something like this, and we created this beautiful invitation for office party that we want to print out, but we also want to embed it somewhere and create a post which is going to look exactly like this document is formatted. And HTML plugin will be actually a perfect solution for this. So we find get and paste HTML on our panel. Then we select the text that we want to convert to HTML, and we see a beautifully outlined, very detailed HTML code of our invitation, and you would need to extend it a little bit. There is like a maximum limit, but actually the lines are kind of it's always showing you the whole line, so it might be not so easy to navigate random at the moment, but as Nadia says, we are accepting all kinds of feedback and want to make this plugin a bit easier to use later. Yeah, so here you have this whole code of a plugin on the page, and you can just copy it and then embed it in anywhere you like. And it's also possible to actually, oh, okay, there's the format file. It's also possible to actually change something within a code if you like. So, for example, I will add tonight here, and I'm gonna paste the ready code to our new page. Yeah, so here you see everything you add in the text, or you can also do some tweaks with the formatting, and you'll get it on where you paste it back in the document. Okay, thanks.
Okay, my turn again. Yes. The next plugin is typograph. It helps you automatically correct the text. For example, remove extra spaces, which I hate, correct minor typos, insert correct quotes. This plugin is available in Document Editor. And you also have to install it manually. Michael, will you show it?
Okay. Okay, I've already seen some requests. I just shared a direct link with that. Hope gonna help us get it to YouTube. Sorry. Typograph. For example, you've been kind of in a rush with finishing your text because the printing guy is going on a break shortly, and you see there's something off in some particular sentence when you were rushing up too much. So you can use a typograph to correct different parts of the text to make it look a bit better. Okay. So let's minimize it a little bit. And so we just select the text that we want to automatically correct and push correct text. So you see our improvised arrow became more or less a literal arrow. All the extra spaces have been removed, and now we have a beautiful long dash here instead of two. And there are advanced settings of this plugin where you can choose what to correct and what not to correct. And so, yeah, each one has their sub menus. So you can actually make a real detailed manipulations of how the plugin should work for you. Okay.
Yes, and about this plugin, be careful because it's only the first version, and we listed some known issues for this plugin on GitHub. We will give you all the links a bit later. Yeah, and I would recommend to use this plugin on the separate paragraphs with no graphical objects, but all the issues will be fixed in one of the future releases. It will happen very soon. So let's move on to the next one. It is Google Translate. With this plugin, you can translate the selected part of your text into one of the more than 100 languages. And of course, you should understand that Google accesses the part of your text that you want to translate, but it has no access to the rest of your document. This plugin is available in all the editors, and it also comes pre-installed with the cloud version, server-based version, and the desktop one. Yes, and I also kind of predict that there will be questions whether it's possible to delete Google Translate. Yes, it is totally possible. We will speak about it later on. Misha, will you show how to use Google Translate?
Sure, I will. So let's get back to our text. Say we have a couple of colleagues who are speakers of other languages than English, and we want to surprise them and give them invitations in their mother tongue. So we can actually use Google Translator for it without leaving the editor. What you need to do is open the plugin first, of course, and then pick the language that you would like to translate to. Let it stay Italian, for example. Yeah, and yeah, then you just naturally select the parts of the text that you'd like to translate, and you will see the translation right here. Then you can just copy it and format it back as you would like it to look. Yeah. Okay. So as you see, this is not a first or something like this, but I guess this is some kind of mistake on the Google side because it's not perfect, even though it's very smart. But yeah, anyway, this is a great help doing such tasks without Googling something for half an hour. Okay, thank you.
And the last one, it is the Telegram Messenger. This plugin opens Telegram in the editor's interface, and it is available in all editors, and it is installed manually. Misha, your turn.
Okay, so if we would like to collaborate with our colleagues who are not in the editor on different text that we type, we can open Telegram. It requires another login with your number and your country, just regularly as you do it in a browser. I'm not going to sign in because it's my private chat, but yeah, basically this version of Telegram is the same as normal web version where you can exchange messages, you can browse your channels, you can even add files, so you can send this invitation to someone as a file, use stickers, and you just do anything. All the settings are also available. Very useful. Yeah, and you can, of course, extend a window a little bit, so it's like you have a mobile screen on your left or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it about the new plugins. And now we will talk about the installation. And the first thing that you should know about installing plugins to the desktop version is that the hardest part of it is probably downloading plugin from GitHub. So I'll ask Misha to show you how it is done on his screen, because I have some problems with my operation system. But I will guide you, Misha, through all the steps.
Okay, so let's go to my desktop. Here it is. Oh, now
No. I think you should open your browser, not your desktop editor.
This is the browser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have ONLYOFFICE GitHub opened. So here you have the list of repositories, and let's find something, for example, word counter plugin.
Yeah, and as I said, it is maybe difficult for you to deal with it. If you are on Linux, you just git clone it, and if you are on Windows, you just click code button, and then you download the plugin, the folder with the plugin as zip. Michael, will you download it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Here's the thing, to add a plugin to the desktop editors, you actually need the files, not the folder. So the first thing you should do is to extract the plugin folder. Yes, and then you select all the files and add them to a new archive. Yeah, let's rename it using the plugin name and the plugin extension. Yes, it's very important that you add to the archive all the files, but not the folder. And now we have a ready plugin and we can add it to the desktop editors. Yes, we need to open the plugins tab and then open the plugin manager. It's the settings button. And then it's clear what to do, I think.
We need to, okay. So yes. We find it here. And yep, I guess we're done.
Oh, cool. It's works now. That. Yeah, and now let me show you the installation to server-based versions. Yeah. It's actually a bit easier because you just need the folder with the plugin files. You download it from GitHub, but you don't have to zip it once again. You just take the folder and place it to the appropriate folder using these paths. And the document server will do the rest of the work. And sometimes you will have to restart the app, but I don't think it will be a problem. And also, let's talk about how to delete plugins. Yeah, you just delete the folder with the plugin code. If you want to delete a default plugin, for example, Google Translate, you can see the paths on your screen, and we will also post an article in our help center so that you have clear instructions with you. Yeah, and if you are deleting the default plugins, you will face one issue. The default plugins are named after their GUID. So it's a combination of numbers and letters, and it could be difficult to find the plugin you want to delete, but we will post a list of these IDs also in our help center. For desktop editors, if you are deleting the default plugins, you also will use this way of deleting plugins. But if you want to delete some custom plugin which you edit manually, it will be a lot easier. I think Michael can show you how to delete a word counter as a custom plugin.
Okay, so we are here back to our desktop editor. Just the way it was, you go back to plugin settings, and next to all custom plugins, you will see a remove icon. So you just click it and it's gone. Just very easy.
Yeah, but it works only for the custom plugins which were added manually. For default ones, you will have to find the folder and then. Yes, one more thing I forgot to add. If you are deleting the default plugins after you update your document server, you will have to delete them once again. This is how it works at these times. Yep, and also we would like to encourage you to write your own plugins. On your screens, you can see the links you should use. It's our API. All the information can be found there, and also it is always easier to check out the existing plugin source code and use it as an example when working on your own ones. You can find the plugins on GitHub, I guess. Yes. You just type plugins and you will find everything you need. That's pretty much it, I guess. Michael, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I guess we can just thank everyone for participating in our webinar, and maybe we can start off with the questions that we got so far. Okay, so there is not much, but there is something. And yeah, there's, of course, still time for you to add. The first question was a request of links to plugins on GitHub and share a link to the app directory. Yeah, I can ask my colleagues who got YouTube open to do that if possible. Okay, so we'll share the links, of course, for sure. Another question was, does the typograph plugin use external servers? No, it doesn't use any external servers, but it actually uses the external library within the plugin. Okay, and if someone who is wondering if the external servers are not used for security reasons, yeah, sure, it helps, but first of all, it's just not really necessary to use them at all. Because using the library would be quite much easier than sending the request somewhere outside.
I can see another question. It's a difficult one, I think. Is there a tool for migration from Confluence? Okay, we should check. We should check and ask our developers and maybe answer these questions later in the comments.
Okay, and another is calendars and knowledge-based articles. I guess this is the idea of plugins, two of them. So yeah, should definitely write it down. And guys, if you have some ideas about plugins at the same time, by chance you know some cool and maybe open source would be better service that we could maybe have a look at. If we could add this as a plugin to us, then please just feel free to share a link in the chat as well. It will be really helpful. Okay.
Yeah, and I also was expecting a question about Zotero. Will it be possible to use it in the desktop editors? And actually nobody asked it, and I know that the plugin already works in desktop editors. You can edit manually and try it and share your feedback with us. We haven't added it as a default one, but I think it's already possible to use it within the desktop editors. Why are the plugins not available on the cloud? Which plugins? We have many default plugins available in the OnlyOffice cloud, but which plugins? Okay, plugins which are that are not available in the OnlyOffice cloud, except for Google Translate, the plugins we've talked about today is not available because they're sort of experimental. That's why we haven't added them as a default ones. And another question is about OneDrive plugin. Does it work with the desktop version of OnlyOffice? I don't think we have a OneDrive plugin. It's an app for maybe integration. Integration of our collaboration platform and OneDrive as a third-party storage. So it's not for the document editors, it's for the platform. So
yeah,
that, you can store your documents, centralize your documents in one place. So you can connect third-party plugin, third-party cloud storages, including OneDrive, using the apps.
Yeah, and one more thing to add here, actually, in case someone was wondering, will OnlyOffice desktop editors be open for integration into other cloud services? I mean, OnlyOffice via OnlyOffice doc server, except for Nextcloud and OnCloud, which exist currently. Yes, they will. Next one is coming is cFile, and soon we want to make it possible to integrate any cloud storage directly to OnlyOffice desktop editors.
Do you think we can add OneDrive or not?
As much as I'm concerned, I heard that it will be a possibility to add any storage via custom settings. So, for example, we have kind of pre-configured, say, way in the interface to add Nextcloud and OnCloud, and cFile integration is upcoming. But what we have on our roadmap is to a possibility to add all other clouds as well. But I don't know how it will be done yet. Very few details about this I heard, but yeah, will in nearest future come true.
Yeah, another questions. When today's plugins will be available from the cloud version? The honest answer is I don't know, because we should significantly improve them, but probably we should check. You can add these plugins to the cloud and manually using the Chrome extension ways. If you are using Google Chrome, you can try adding plugins as a Chrome extension. And I think we have an article on how to do that on our blog or somewhere in the help center. Do you remember it?
Yeah, I guess we had one. Yeah, and also another way is to simply connect them to desktop editors. I mean, at the moment, because why not? Because you can actually work in a cloud via desktop interface as well, where they are available.
I'm not sure it works this way.
Yeah.
Because when you use desktop, the desktop app as a client, you actually access the web interface within it, and it has no plugin, Telegram plugin, for example.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we need to dive into this a bit. Yeah, I guess we had a lot of like ideas about next webinar so far. Starting today.
If using Opera with Chromium, I think no. We should check, but I think it's unlikely it's possible.
Okay, let's see if there are any more questions coming.
Yeah, I actually like questions and I want more of them. Our teammate says no questions so far. Oh, it's a pity. We like questions.
Yeah, but you can always ask any questions directly in our blog, or you can continue on YouTube chat, but we can have a look later if something appears, or if it's something related to your personal experience with OnlyOffice, or it's related to our products and opportunities, then just write an email to one of the email addresses to our sales department or to customer support, as you see on the screen. Okay, so thank you very much. That was nice, and we wish everyone a great remainder of the day. And
yeah, and we will post the links to GitHub on YouTube, so that it's easier to find those plugins. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.